Judging from the size of the boxes they brought, it's clear these election workers in Afghanistan expected to be counting more ballots.
The security situation was better than we expected. In fact, there was a lot of anxiety about how the security of the election would be, and I think that partly impacted participation in the process.
More than 9 million people were registered to vote in Saturday's presidential election. An estimated 1 in 5 showed up, the lowest turnout in the war-torn country's history. The run-up to the polling was marred by threats from the Taliban. The group has influence over more territory than at any point since it was toppled by the US in 2001. During the previous elections in 2014, it killed dozens of people. By those standards, this year's vote was much safer as the government deployed tens of thousands of troops to keep the peace.
In today's incidents, 2 police were killed, 1 local police officer, 2 army soldiers, and 37 civilians were wounded.
Voters who did turn up chose from 15 candidates, led by the incumbent Ashraf Ghani and his former deputy, Abdullah. The eventual winner will be tasked with improving an economy stunted by years of conflict. Growth slowed to 1% in 2018 from 2.7% in 2017. 1 in 4 people is unemployed, and more than half the population lives in poverty.
Not voting is not the solution for Afghanistan. Even though there are lots of threats and lots of cheating, not voting is not the solution.
Final results will be released on November the 7th. If none of the candidates get more than 50% of the vote, the 2 frontrunners will face off in a second round of balloting. Paolo Montecillo, TRT World.
Well, for more, let's go to Gul Maqsood Sabit in Kabul. He's Afghanistan's former Deputy Finance Minister. Welcome to the program, Mr. Sabit. Now, can I start with the election result? We're seeing a bit of history repeating here, aren't we? Because both Ashraf Ghani and Abdullah claimed victory at the last election 5 years ago. Are you worried that this might lead to another political crisis similar to what happened back in 2014?
Thank you for having me. Yes, the 2 front runners have both claimed victory, but we all are waiting the decision of the Election Commission. And we will see what happens after the Election Commission announces a winner. There are speculations that there would be a disagreement over the results between the 2 major candidates, but again, we cannot say anything until the Election Commission announces the winner.
And do we have any idea when that might be?
Well, Commission has promised that they will announce the results in about 20 days. So that's 20 days after the election day.
Now, as we know, the economy was a major issue at this weekend's election. Can you describe for us the current state of Afghanistan's economy?
The current state of the economy is not that promising. We have had a good economic growth in the last few years, all the way until 2014, almost double-digit economic growth. But then it started to decline slowly, and we are having economic growth that's about 1 to 2%. And it's not expected to rise significantly in the next 1 or 2 years. It may go up a little bit, but that's only because of agricultural improvements. So it is a matter of concern for many of us, those who work in the economic sector or financial sector. And we believe that if economy does not pick up, if economic opportunities are not provided to the people, the peace agreement that may happen with the Taliban or the new government that will govern this country will not be that effective.
Now, security is probably the only other issue that many voters would see is more important than the economy, but how closely linked are security and the economy in Afghanistan?
Well, yes, it's true. Security anywhere in the world is one of the major factors in economic growth, economic development. And if there is no security, I don't think anything can happen. But in the meantime, people in Afghanistan, I think they would want a livelihood. And I think the two are connected, and there is a direct relationship between the two. Security is bad because there are no economic opportunities, especially in the rural area. A large population is deprived of basic living necessities. As you heard in the report, over 50% of population live in poverty. Now, in the rural areas, there is also no justice or legal system almost does not exist there. Forget about schooling for children in other basic needs. So what do people do? They join groups that would pay them, such as ISIS or Taliban or others that fight against the government, since they have nothing else to do. Now, if economic opportunities are provided to them, then I believe this will affect or reduce violence, and a security will improve.
So what are the two front runners, President Ashraf Ghani and Abdullah, promising to do for Afghanistan's economy?
None of them have provided any solid strategies or programs to improve the economy significantly. I have not seen any specific action plan from any of them that will change the lives of people. And once again, I would like to repeat this, that any government that will come into existence or anybody who forms a government, economy should be a priority for future stability of the country. Otherwise, I don't think there will be anything that will change the situation in this country. These people who live in poverty, those people who are unemployed, those people who have no educational opportunities, I think they have to be kept busy with projects that should be implemented in the rural areas. And these two candidates, whoever forms a government, or if there is a coalition government, economy should be a priority for them.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on the official election results when they do get released. Gul Maqsood Sabit, former Deputy Finance Minister of Afghanistan, thank you so much again for your time.